girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
All right. Welcome into the Voice of College Football, West Virginia style. I'm Joey Foster. What's going on, everybody? We got a great show lined out for you tonight. It's Crossover Thursday. Shane can't be here with us tonight. His son has a football game. They usually play on Fridays or Saturdays, and they have a game scheduled for tonight. So Shane couldn't be here with us, but it's crossover. So let me tell you what the plan was and how things are working out. Because Mountaineer Paul will be here. He's not quite here yet, but he will be here. So crossover Thursday, you know, we always have a special guest from another team, somebody we play or something we got something in common with. We have somebody from there. This week we was going to do West Virginia's on a bye week. Another team that's on a bye week is South Carolina. Twisted Rooster was going to come in with us, but Twisted Rooster lives in Florida. Guess what's happening in Florida right now? So they can't, they have no power, they have no internet, they have nothing. So he couldn't be here with us tonight. I got a hold of Mountaineer Paul real quick. Mountaineer Paul said he would be happy to join us here tonight. He was doing another show on his channel on Locked On Big 12, or Locked On, I'm sorry, not Locked On Big 12, Locked On West Virginia on Locked On Network. And he will join us here shortly. He's probably got held up over there. But anyway, so appreciate everybody being here with us tonight. Say hi to the chat here real quick. Timothy Green. He says, sounds like another great show. Let's go Mountaineers. It will be a great show. I promise you that. Jackson Johnson here with us. What's up, Mountaineer Nation? Appreciate you being here. Glenn Marsh. I hate bye week as a fan. Gosh, I do too. Man, bye weeks are rough. It's really hard to, stay motivated, be ready to go. I find it harder on Saturdays because, like, I'm watching these other teams play football, and I'm like, man, I just want to watch my Mountaineers. And so, but I also know that we needed this bye week. We needed this bye week in a bad way. It's time to regroup, come together as a team. We went out on a win, and now we need to come back and continue that winning streak. Kelly McCourt, appreciate you being here. He says, hi, Jackson, Tim, and Glenn. Appreciate you being here, Kelly. Gutters Pub says, I'm here in shackles. Thumbs up, everybody. Have a great stream. Yeah, I was talking to Gutters Pub there on the phone right before I went live. Told her, I said, pop in and give us a thumbs up. She's not a college football fan at all, and she's not a West Virginia fan at all. So But appreciate Gutters popping in here and giving us a thumbs up. All right, guys. So here's what's going to happen. Paul's going to come in, and I do want to talk about this. It's a bye week in Morgantown. I'd love to have you guys come in and tell me your thoughts on what needs to happen this week in the bye week. What do you think we need to work on more than anything? I've got my little keynotes, and they're all in my head as to what I think. There's the StreamYard link. If anybody'd like to join us and come in here with us, I'd appreciate having you. Come on in here with me. And let's talk about this bye week. Here's my thoughts on where West Virginia needs to work on this week. Number one, the secondary, without a doubt. That secondary is just getting shredded any way you look at it. So our secondary, we need to shore that up. I kind of thought might be a good time to maybe try to find a secondary coach and stuff and just bring him in. Right? There's got to be a secondary coach out there somewhere that's needing a job right now. Bring them in and let's see what they can do, because our secondary is just absolutely Swiss cheese out there. There's holes everywhere you look. Number two, where I think we could improve a little bit more, is Garrett Green scrambling around and trying to look down the field. He needs to be a little bit more mobile this year. Last year he was really mobile, a lot more successful, done a lot better job. This year, not very good completion percentage at all. Kind of right where he was last year at the end of the year. But he was able to scramble last year and get around and take off. And he's done that. He's shown those signs this year, but he's also shown me that he's trying to be more of a pocket passer. I think Garrett Green needs to be Garrett Green. And I think maybe they have this bye week to try to get him out of his head and get him out there being Garrett Green again. So I like that. Another thing that needs to be worked on is I think there needs to be a coaches meeting. I think the coaches need to come together and just sit down and actually talk this out and just figure out, okay, what is going on? What's wrong? The culture's great. We've got good players. We've got talent on the team. It's not equating to wins, where last year it did. So what do we need to do right now to be able to finish this season out the rest of the way and just maybe go undefeated, maybe lose one more or something? But they need to sit down as a team. I think it probably wouldn't hurt to have a players meeting this week. I don't know if they did or not. I haven't heard. Honestly, I've been out of the loop for the last week. But a players meeting would have been great for this team. And a coaches meeting would have been great for this thing. And then a player coaches meeting, a meeting of the minds, coming together and just starting over, starting fresh and saying, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get out here and we're going to make this thing work and we're going to come together as a team. Timothy Green says, Joey, I couldn't agree more with you, my friend. Back Garrett Green, be Garrett. Let Garrett Green be Garrett Green. I know you didn't mean black. You meant let Garrett Green be Garrett, for God's sakes. Exactly. Eric Flowers coming in here saying, when he tries to pocket pass, he has to run for his life. He can't complete the pass and can't run either. True, Eric. I mean, the offensive line is probably not the same as it was last year, but at the same time, he's getting some good protection when he drops back here in the pocket to pass the ball. He's overthrowing it, or he's underthrowing it. And also, I've seen like the Red Sea part and him not take off and run. And that last year, that was a wide open for him to just say, okay, I'm out of here. And how many times have we seen that this year that it's like the Red Sea just parted. He had a nice opening that he could just take right off up the field. Some teams are using a spy on him. And I think that's one thing that the coaches have told him is you got to watch. If there's a spy there, you might want to go ahead and throw the ball down the field. Problem is he's not completing them passes. He's not getting that good percentage, high percentage passes. So it's time to let him be Garrett Green. He can make a man miss, right? If you got a spy on him and there's a hole open there, just go through the hole and make that one man miss. Garrett Green's good at that. He's quick enough to that. Glenn says, I think it was a terrible decision to have one coach for the corners and safeties both. Hindsight, though. Yeah, I agree, Glenn. I think we need. I think we just need to change some coaches. All the time I've been supporting our coaches 100%, supporting Neil Brown 100%, and I still do. Believe me, I do. I was making excuses as to why Neil Brown deserved more time. And I was not happy the last few weeks. Not happy at all since the beginning of the season with what I've seen out of this football team. And I've been saying, okay, maybe it's time for a coaching change. I don't think that's necessary so much. I think Neil Brown's a good coach. I really do. If he wasn't a good coach, he wouldn't have won 10 games in a row, or 10 games, 3 years in a row at Troy. He wouldn't have won 9 games at West Virginia last year if he wasn't a good coach. So I think he's a good coach. I think he's got some pieces missing in his coaching staff, like you said. So I think he needs to fill those pieces up, and and maybe it might be time to say, okay, you're a good friend of mine, but it's time to go down the road. I've got to find somebody that can run my defense, can run this defense. Jordan Leslie, I think, is doing a pretty good job. It's just our secondary because our defensive line, they're pretty daggone good. They're pretty stout. Hell, I mean, look how many tackles for losses we had against Pitt. My goodness, I lost count at like 12 or 13. It's like it was 12 or 13, and I lost count. I was trying to keep count of tackles for losses. It was amazing. That was just in the third quarter. We had 12 or 13. So I think our defensive line is good. I think our linebackers are okay unless they drop back in coverage. I just think we need some help back in that secondary. So I'm not saying that Jordan Leslie needs to go. I'm saying some of these other coaches may need to hit the road. I'm not trying to coach the team at all, and I'm not trying to tell Neil Brown what to do. That's just my thoughts. Eric says, seen a lot of line spike the ball in his face too. Seems like they don't want him to take off. They aren't letting him play his game. He has the it factor. Just turn him loose. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying that it may not be Garrett Green. It might be the way he's being coached, and it may not be coaching. It may just be Garrett Green in his own head. But that's why I needed a team meeting, coaches meeting, and then a coaches and whole team meeting to get together and figure out what the problem is, and figure out. The coaches need to evaluate themselves, right? We can sit and evaluate the coaches all day long. They're not watching our shows. They're not listening to us. They're not watching our chats. They're not reading us on social media. So that we have to make sure that them coaches that we have to just watch and see if them coaches make some changes. Right? That's all we can do. It would be nice if we could do something about it, but we obviously can't. And then he's got some friends up there in Morgantown that maybe it's time to let go of some friends, or maybe it's just time to chew some friends' asses out. I don't know. But something's got to change. Something's got to get better. Anyway, StreamYard link is there in the chat. Love to have you guys join me. Come in here for a little bit. We're still waiting on Mountaineer Paul to get here. I don't know when he'll be here. Let's see if he texts me or anything. No, not texting me or nothing yet. He could have got caught up in a meeting or something. I know he had a meeting tonight, but he said he felt like he could drop in here with us for about 40 minutes. So maybe he meant from 8:20 to 9 o'clock. I don't know. But anyway, so W Mountaineer Mafia says not winning, but the Falls colors are out in Erie. Yeah. All right, look here. There's Shane coming to us from the football field. What's happening, Shane?
Not much. It's halftime, and Slippery Rock's getting their butt kicked, so I thought I'd check in with you guys. I've been watching the show. Yeah, I think you're spot on, Joey. You have to be very reflective. So,
yeah. So, where y'all playing ball at tonight? Are y'all home?
Erie. It's called Harbor Creek. Harbor Creek. It's about, what's crazy, listen to this, Joey. It's halfway between my house and Buffalo, New York.
Oh, wow.
It's 80 miles from my house to this ball field. So, yeah, that's a pretty big area. But
yeah. Well, so your son's team's getting their butt kicked, huh?
Yeah, it's not looking good. Special teams let up a touchdown and then turnover. So, but anyways, it's like
now wait a minute. Hold on though, because your son. I'm thinking a couple of weeks ago your son had a interception return for a touchdown. Did he not?
No, that was a few years ago, but he did have an interception at the end of the game, the JV game. So he plays special teams for 10th grade and is backup for free safety, and then on JV he sees a lot of time, but Yeah, that's what's going on here.
Yeah, good deal. So,
Well, Joey, I just wanted to check in.
You think?
What's that?
So tell us real quick. I know you got to go. Tell me real quick. What do you think the keys are this week in the bye week? What do you think the keys should be that they should work on?
Well, you got to keep the positive momentum going. Don't let these kids get their head down. I know that sounds like coach speak, but they did a good job of, coming into the Kansas game and doing what they needed to do as far as being disciplined and knowing each other's knowing what their job was and they took care of business. Now they have to do the same thing next week because guess what? Kansas State and Oklahoma State are playing this week, and I'm really not a big fan of playing tough teams off of a break. I know they're creatures of habit, these football players, and they want to keep that same routine, and especially when you're winning. You don't want that break would have been great after the pit loss, right? But after you figured it out, and the guys have some mojo, you don't want to lose that mojo. So that's my biggest thing. And there's no recipe for it, but I'd say I want the Mountaineers to keep the mojo going,
So, yeah, I mean, if we look at it, though, here's what I'm thinking about the Oklahoma State game coming up. Oklahoma State has played a pretty tough schedule so far. They've had to play an SEC team in Arkansas. They beat them. They had to play Tulsa. That was their easiest game. Then they had to play Utah, and they lost 22-19 to Utah. So that was a really tough game. Now they're playing Kansas State. That's going to be a tough game. And then they got to play West Virginia. So maybe West Virginia is catching them at a good time when you think about it, because we're catching them right before their bye week. Because after this game against West Virginia, they get a bye week. Maybe the players are going to be looking ahead, looking forward to that bye week, and not play real well.
That's true. I don't know. I mean, would you rather have Kansas win this week or Oklahoma State?
I think I'd rather have Oklahoma State win, and here's why.
Me too.
Kansas has already got 3 losses, so them winning is not going to make us look any better. But Oklahoma State winning that game, and then us going in and beating us going in and beating Oklahoma State would make us look a little bit better, in my opinion. And I think there's a good chance we can do that, especially as tough a schedule as they've had here. And we're coming off a bye week. We're going to be fresh and ready to go. And we know we've got a tough road to hoe right here. We got a tough schedule ahead of us. We're playing 4 or 5 of the best teams in the Big 12 coming up. So I'm really thinking that we can get it going and be great next week, because we're going to be fresh, and they're going to be looking forward to a bye week. They know when that game's over that they're off, and they're going to be happy. And I have a feeling that they're going to be tired after this tough stretch of games. There's going to be like 4 games in a row that were really tough. And so I think they're going to be tired coming in. And then on top of that, looking forward to that bye week, I think West Virginia is going to upset Oklahoma State, because I know they'll be favored.
Yeah, I would rather have them, I can see them really making a statement and beating Oklahoma State. Kansas State is going to be, I think that's going to be the game they pull out the Cole uniforms. Kansas State's going to be back. They're going to jump a little bit in the rankings if they beat Oklahoma State, but I think if they lose, they're still going to be in the top 25. They're a good team, and I don't know. It's up for grabs, guys. The Big 12 is up for grabs. Parity, BYU, man. We'll know this week exactly what we have with BYU, and know what we have with Oklahoma State, and the wheat's going to kind of separate from the chaff, so to say, this week. So
yeah, BYU being undefeated, nobody's seen that. And BYU beating Kansas State like they did.
Like a draw.
Absolutely. Nobody's seen that. Yeah, nobody's seen that. So BYU's pretty daggone good too. So yeah. I'm looking forward to the rest of this year. I'm hoping that we can pull out, maybe just lose one more game. Maybe lose one Big 12 game the rest of the season. That would be all right with me. I'd be fine with that.
That'd be a miracle.
Yeah.
And now, Joe, I want to ask you, if you had to pick one team to lose to, what game would it be? What game would you think the Mountaineers would lay an egg?
Well, I'm gonna tell you where I think we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose to Iowa State at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I can see that.
I think we have a better shot of beating everybody else. I really do, but it's
I
weird.
agree.
West Virginia
Yeah.
just has some trouble with Iowa State, and Iowa State's got a good team. They're solid. They're a solid team. They've got
And they have
a lot of seniors. I mean, they're
right.
loaded.
And a good defense, a good solid stout defense that can stop the run, and I think they can contain GG. But we'll see. I'm gonna pop off here. Lots of
All
love
right,
to
man.
you and the group. Hey, take care. Let's go Mountaineers.
All right, man. See you later. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I don't know what it is about Iowa State. West Virginia always struggles. If you think about it, 2018, we were a pretty good team. We were undefeated, I believe, and went into Iowa State, and they absolutely just shut Will Greer and everybody down. I mean, just shut us down, and we were on a roll. If everybody remembers that, so Iowa State's a tough game. If we look at their schedule and what they've done so far, so Iowa State beat North Dakota State 21-3. They beat Iowa 20-19. Tell me that wasn't a tough game. And they beat Arkansas State 52-7. And they play Houston this week. They're not going to have any trouble there. The next week is Baylor. Iowa State shouldn't have any trouble there. Then they got West Virginia. Now West Virginia's got to prove that they can win these games, so that when we play Iowa State, we could actually, because Iowa State will probably be undefeated if you think about that schedule and look at it. Iowa State will most likely be undefeated when we play them, and they're coming to Morgantown. So that I have a feeling that this might be a good year for Iowa State, and that's when I think West Virginia will drop. So anyway, anybody else like to come in? I'd like to see you drop in here with me. Anybody wants to come in and just say hi, or talk about what you think the bye week brings, what we need to do, what changes we need to make, and then go back up there and look at some of y'all's chats. He says, I think we really have a chance to win the Big 12 championship still yet. I do too, Timothy. There's always a chance, right? We've only played one game and we've won it. We beat Kansas. Hey, we're 1-0 in the conference. So that puts us at the top of the conference. And so, hey, the only thing we've got to do is be 2-0 next week, right? Next week when we play Oklahoma State, we got to make it 2-0. Mary Flowers won't have many leaves left after the storm rolls through. Yeah, that's for sure. Shane, good luck at the game. I hope your team wins, my friend. Yeah, his son's playing a game up there. Timmy, at this point, I would think most teams think that. I don't know what that one was about. Timothy says that I think West Virginia will beat Oklahoma State. I don't know what you're saying there. They also wore the black uniforms, if you remember, Joey. They sure did. That was 2018. Yes, they did. They wore the black uniforms. No, they didn't. Because they played at Iowa State. Remember, we went to Iowa State, and they just absolutely shut us down. I don't think that was a black uniform game. I could be wrong, Timothy. Maybe we did play them. Maybe it was black uniforms. We played them in Morgantown. And then again, could we wear the black uniforms on the road? I don't guess. I wouldn't think so. But yeah, you may be right. It may have been black uniforms in that Iowa State game. But yeah, that kind of hurt our team, because we went in there. We were big favorites too to play Iowa State that year because we were undefeated. We looked pretty good. We had completely dominated everybody we played, starting out with Tennessee game 1 of the year, 2018. We got to Iowa State, buddy. They handed it to us, and Iowa State always has a tendency to do that to us. Oh, Iowa State wore their black uniforms. I see that. I see what you're saying, Timothy. Yeah, Iowa State wore their black uniforms. Yeah, that's right. And they're coming to Morgantown, so that's going to be the black uniform day. Is that what you think? You think that could be the black uniform day for West Virginia? That's crazy. So anyway, I don't have any kind of news. I didn't watch the press conference this week. It's bye week. Usually I just don't even pay a lot of attention to it because I kind of need a break, right? We all just need a little break. And when you do college football all the time, and you talk college football on a lot of channels like I do, you kind of want to break from it every once in a while. And when West Virginia's got a bye week, I generally take a bye week too. Um, so anyway, love to have anybody come in with me if you'd like to. I don't know what happened to Mountaineer Paul. He may have had that meeting earlier because he had a meeting tonight, and then he had a show, and then he had a meeting. So we'll see if he makes it in. Um, I'm trying to find something here. All right, so let's take a look at something right here. All right, we all know West Virginia's past schedules, right? We know we lost to Penn State, and we know it wasn't even close. That game was really ugly. I think it's game one, and I said it after the game, and I'll say it again. If Garrett Green scrambles in that game instead of drops back passing, making either the coaches thought that he could be Peyton Manning or he did. I don't know, but he's dropping back passing balls against Penn State. It wasn't going to work. He needed to scramble around and use his legs, and we would have had that game. We'd have been much closer. I don't know. I don't think we'd have beat one. We couldn't have beat. I don't think we'd have beat Penn State, but we could have made that game a lot closer. It could have been 34-21, 34-24, something like that. So I think he needed to drop back and use his legs a little bit more. Then we just destroyed Albany 49-14, but Albany should have never scored 14 points. They ripped our secondary apart. That was absolutely uncalled for Albany to rip our secondary apart like they did in the second half of that game. It was horrible. Then we played Pittsburgh, a game we should have won, leading by 10. You know, you're leading by 2 scores, guys, with just a few minutes to go in the game, and you let them come back on you. Uncalled for, just absolutely uncalled for. And I'll never understand that game, and I don't even want to talk about that one no more. It kind of pisses me off. Then last week, Kansas, we came back and won that game, which is fantastic. That was the best comeback we've had since Houston last year when we came back, and then they came back and beat us, which is what I was afraid was going to happen against Kansas. This year when we came back and scored enough to take the lead, I was so scared that, oh my goodness, here we go again, another Houston. Thank goodness that didn't play out. So now here we are in the bye week, and there's so much to work on. You got to work on that secondary. The coaches need to get together. The players need to get together. Then both of them need to get together. Garrett Green's got to get out of his own head, or the coaches need to change their coaching philosophy with him, right? And they need to get out there and let Garrett be Garrett. That's what we all say every week. Let Garrett be Garrett. But then we got to play Oklahoma State. They're ranked number 20 in the nation right now. Oklahoma State getting ready to play Kansas State. So I hope Oklahoma State beats Kansas State. To be honest with you, Kansas State's already got lost to BYU. They got pretty much manhandled in that game. Oklahoma State lost to Utah, but it wasn't a manhandling. It was 22-19. So Oklahoma State's a pretty good team. Can they beat Kansas State? Then come to Morgantown next week, knowing they're getting ready to get a bye week. Maybe be down a little bit, and West Virginia beat them. That's what I'm hoping for. Let me go into the chat. I'm sorry I've been over on another thing and stuff. So there we go. Glenn Marsh says, "Isn't it funny how you never hear about recruiting news anymore?" Well, you're not going to hear a lot about it during the season. You hear about it when they're going to be like if the recruits are coming to Morgantown. You hear about it then and stuff, but you don't. Through the season, you don't hear a lot about it. Now, come the end of November, first part of December, you will start hearing a lot about it. You'll hear a lot about it from me. We'll be following that quite religiously, and then getting ready for signing day, stuff like that. Also, yeah, gosh, what I dread about December more than anything, that transfer portal. Oh my goodness, I loved last year. I don't know how many people follow like the VU football and Rim Baker and Neil Brown and all them on X, formerly known as Twitter. I don't know how many of y'all follow them, but last year, the Country Roads Trust, for instance, I follow them. Last year, as soon as the year ended, as soon as the North Carolina game was over and we won that bowl game, the next morning, you seen, I think the first one I seen was C.J. Donaldson will be returning next year and has signed an NIL deal. And the next one was was Garrett Green, and then Nico Marcio, and I mean, and it was like everybody signing these NIL deals, and it happened immediately. That's what's got to happen again this year. So if you don't support Country Roads Trust, I encourage you to do so. I'm a member of Country Roads Trust, and it's not that much. They got different levels. I think you got to join for as little. I don't know. It seems like $18 a month or something. $18 a month, something. I think it's the smallest one. Hey, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. $18. $18 is pretty much nothing these days, right? So, $18 a month, and help Country Roads Trust out, because that's really good. And at the end of the year, it would be really nice for them to come back and say Nico Marcio has signed an NIL deal for next year. Because if Nico leaves, we're in trouble, right? So all the other players too, they all need to sign NIL deals. We've got a veteran team that's a young team, right? Because we got a good mix in there. So we need some of those guys that are going to be with us next year to sign these NIL deals. They can't do that without the money, so that's why I support it and stuff. Try to help them out. Charles Taylor says, need to stay with the old gold and blue uniforms. Also need to put the musket stickers on the helmets. I like that. That was started back Don Nealon. You made a big play in the game. You got the musket sticker on your helmet, and man, I can remember players that had like crazy stickers on their helmets and stuff. Those helmet stickers, that means something. You walk on the field with against another team, and they look at how many muskets are on the back of your helmet. They realize, oh hell, I'm gonna have my hands full with you, and they might get a little intimidated. Just little things like that is where I think that helps. So there's no doubt about it. I'd love to see them stickers come back. Um, and Timothy says that's what happens when you change your damn defense. Exactly. Yeah, when you change your defense in the fourth quarter and you've been running you've been putting four up on the line the whole damn game and shutting them down. Now all of a sudden you put three. It made no sense. Absolutely made no sense. Excuse me. Joey, do you think there's a chance that they would switch quarterbacks this year and put Nico in instead of Garrett Green? No. No, I don't think that'll happen. I really don't. I think Nico's a really good quarterback, and he knows a lot. He could run the offense just like Garrett Green can. He can run every play. But I think Garrett probably maybe has the better vision right now. I just don't think he's using that vision to know when to scramble. And who knows? I mean, I've not got to see Nico play that much, right? So I don't know. Nico may have that vision down perfect too. He has looked pretty good when he's went in. So yeah, I think there could be the chance that Nico. No, I don't think. I really don't think there's a chance that Nico would be taken over Garrett Green at this time, right? I don't think so. Not at this time. Could happen. Could happen. Let's say next week we have a bad game against Oklahoma State. They might say, "Hey, what's it going to hurt? Might as well just go ahead and make the change now." Or maybe a first half we're just not moving the ball at all. So the second half he changes over. I could see that just to do a trial experiment for even a quarter. Put Nico in for the third quarter if we're not doing very much in the first and second quarter. See if a different quarterback can fire the team up. Sometimes it's just little things, right? Sometimes it's just little things. I think that's what happened. Give you a good example. Seattle Seahawks, right? Is that right? Think about it. Gino come in there, got his chance, got his opportunity, and just took the team over. By Russell Wilson. Now mind you, Gino's an NFL quarterback, and we all know how good he is. His unfortunate downfall was being drafted by the Jets. That was Gino's unfortunate downfall there. But Gino's tearing it up in the NFL. Another one I hear is tearing it up too. Zach Frazier. Anybody got to watch the Steelers? I don't watch NFL football. Zach Frazier's supposed to be tearing it up there, looking really good. We all seen that coming, didn't we? And Zach Frazier kind of like dominated everybody he played. So I like seeing that. Okay, so Hudson Clement, he's been noted quite a bit this week as one of the top wide receivers in the conference. He's had some great games. Preston Clement's a great wide receiver. So is Preston Fox too, guys. Yeah, Preston Fox is really good too. I think where this team. I think what people look at in this team is they say, well, look at the talent level. We've got 4-star wide receivers. Y'all got a 4-star wide receiver in Rodney Gallagher, and you're using him on defense too. And then you have mostly no-star players or walk-ons. You got two starters that are walk-ons, and Hudson Clement and Preston Fox. But what they don't realize is those players were just overlooked. We all know that those players were overlooked. They were really good. So yeah, I think so. Was Preston Fox hurt last week? No, Preston was in the game, was he not? Or did he sit out that game? I don't think it's anything serious. If it was, it was just. I can't remember, Eric. I apologize, but I can't remember. It seemed like he played the first part of that game, though. Didn't he have a catch? I don't know about that. Sorry, Eric. Timothy Green, Zach Frazier is really doing great. He's a man handling 1 and 2 persons at the same time. Wow, in the NFL level, yeah. He's amazing. Another one that's pretty good too. When he gets in the NFL, it's gonna be Wyatt Milam. Anybody been watching Wyatt Milam this year? Have y'all seen some of the players that have just come and just faced off with him, squared off with him? They usually end up on the ground or backed up a few yards. They go running, charging towards the quarterback, and he just puts his hands up and pushes them back, pushes them down, pushes them out of the way. I mean, Wyatt Mullen's the man, and he's going to get to the NFL and show him just like Zach Frazier is too. So if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm looking to putting together Zach Frazier and Wyatt Mullen back on that offensive line. But what y'all guys think? Yeah, Wyatt Mullen's going to be really, really good in the NFL too. And yeah, he didn't give up a single sack last year. Only gave up 3 hurries. He hasn't given up a sack this year. I don't even think he's given up a hurry this year, has he? Glenn says Preston was on a couple of punt returns only. Yeah, that's right. He's a punt returner. Yep. So, thank you, Glenn. Appreciate you reminding us of that. Appreciate it. But yeah. So, I am looking forward to next week when football kicks back off again, man. I'm like you guys. These bye weeks are absolutely horrible. I wanted to tell everybody something too, but give me just a second. Have you heard anything about the injury to Aubrey Burks, by the way? I have not. Like I said, when they have a bye week, I kind of take that with them. So I'm like, this whole week I've not watched in press conferences or anything. I just don't. Now Monday I'll go right back to the press conferences. Usually, they give those injury updates on Monday, and then they'll give them again like on Thursday or Friday. So yeah, we'll know Monday. I wouldn't worry about it right now. Even if they did announce that he was injured and stuff on Monday, and they were talking about, don't know if he's going to have to go for this X-ray or that X-ray, and we'll find out then. They probably still wouldn't announce it till Monday of what's going on, in my opinion. So that's how I've seen it done usually in the past. Is they'll just, especially on bye weeks, they give them that bye week to just see how healthy they can get them before they start talking about it the next Monday. Yeah, I know what you meant there, Aubrey Burks. Yeah, gotcha, Timothy. Okay, so I'm going to tell everybody. I don't know how many people know this or not, but we have a merchandise store, topqualityshirts.com. If you can go in there and buy the Voice of College Football stuff on pretty much any channel for the Voice of College Football. But there's other content creators in there too. Pigskin Pete, Traveling Fools, Exploring with Ben and Sam, Big BC Live. I mean, we have a whole network. Gutters Pub that was in here a while ago. We have a whole network of people over there. So I encourage you to go over and check out topqualityshirts.com. Topqualityshirts.com because, hey, you can get some nice merchandise. And we sell nothing but quality. I run the store. I actually own the store. And I refuse to put anything in there that's not quality. So you won't be buying a T-shirt that's going to be all stretched out at the collar and faded and looking bad a month from now. It's going to look good a year from now, maybe even 2 years from now. These are quality. And the thing about it is, our shirts are like $29, our t-shirts are like $29. And I know everybody says, well, that's a lot of money, and I can get one for 21 from this content creator or 22 from that content creator. It's not quality, guys. That's like a Gildan 3000 or a Gildan 5000 shirt, and the logos won't hardly stick to them. You'll wash that thing once or twice, and you won't even have enough logo, and that shirt will look terrible. Ours are quality. We use our products are Columbia, Spalding, Under Armour. I mean, that's it. We use quality stuff in our store. So I encourage everybody to go over there and check it out. And that makes our prices a little bit higher. The thing about it is when you get something from us, it's going to be quality. It's going to be really good. I don't want you to spend your money, even if I could charge you $21 for a t-shirt, but I wouldn't feel good with myself knowing that a month from now, that won't be nothing left for that t-shirt. It's going to be shrunk and faded and awful looking. So, anyway, I wanted to promote that. We got another special thing too. Oh my goodness, Mountaintop Pepperoni Roll Company will be coming on board with us. Not only in the store where you can buy Mountaintop pepperoni rolls, but they're going to sponsor us too. So as you buy pepperoni rolls from Mountaintop Pepperoni Roll Company off of our website, it helps us. So everybody, make sure you spread that around. You'll be able to get those. They should be on the store by the end of next week, I would think. By the end of next week, they will be on there, and we will be selling those. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Hey, there's Jackson Johnson. What's going on, Jackson?
It's going pretty good. Just staying inside as much as possible because I hate bad weather. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, doing good. We was talking about bye weeks and how much we hate them and things and what West Virginia needs to work on and stuff. Now, Jackson, you're an Alabama fan, but I know you've caught quite a few West Virginia games this year. What do you think? What do you think our weaknesses is? Where our weakness is, and what do we need to work on more than anything?
Well, I will say a whole lot of everything. Whole lot of everything. I think West Virginia needs to do what they did in those last two drives against Kansas. That's what they have to work on.
Yeah. It looks like we do pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks like we do pretty good in 2-minute drops, 2-minute situations. We get up and down the field, it seems like. But we do need some more work there. I was saying we need to work on our secondary because our secondary is what's just getting shredded. I think our offense is okay. Our defensive line is perfect. My God, against Pitt, we had 12 or 13 tackles for loss early in the third quarter. I lost count after that. We had 5 sacks in that game. I mean, our defensive line is amazing. They're really good. Secondary is just like a Swiss cheese. I can't understand that. Timothy says, "Thank you, Joey, for all you do for fans like me." Oh, thank you, Timothy, for always being there for me and coming in and seeing me.
Timothy,
heaven knows I'm not a host.
Timothy, there's a reason why I call Joey Foster the Wizard of West Virginia because he's kind of like a wizard on and off air.
I think everybody knows I'm not really a host. I don't even like hosting shows. I'm more of a background person doing things like the shirt store that I own, and I'll do things over on Traveling Fools channels and Explore with Ben and Sam and all the Mark Rogers channels and things for years and stuff. I'm the back end person that does things. I don't like to be out front and center like this, but I do enjoy talking to everybody, and I love talking Mountaineer football. So I figured, hey, what the hell? I'll do a show. I may not ever have any viewers, but hey, you know what? I enjoy doing them, so I'm going to do shows. So I do this show. So there we go. And I enjoy it. Look at there. Look at here. He said roll tide. He said a dirty word.
Roll tide and go Mountaineers, gentlemen.
We can say that now since the Alabama series has been canceled. We can say roll tide because that series has been canceled now, and we're going to be playing Pitt. So we're going to go from we're going to go from not saying roll tide to saying eat shit Pitt quite a bit. I guarantee you.
Hey, this is what I told like Johnny Burt's on Crimson Tide Live 4, and I've said it on previous shows here where it's like if we gotta be replaced by anybody, I'm glad it's by Pittsburgh or Virginia
Yeah,
Tech. Because I
yeah.
mean,
I love it. I love them.
I'm
I love those
I,
rivalries. The Virginia Tech rivalry. I always liked the Virginia Tech rivalry because I'm in Southern West Virginia. I'm literally an hour and 15 minutes away from Blacksburg. I can be there in like an hour and 15 minutes, so I can get there faster than Morgantown. So I love that Virginia Tech rivalry. Going to Blacksburg and watching that game there, and then getting to go to Morgantown next year. I very seldom missed the Virginia Tech game when we was playing them. That was the cool thing about it. But whereas you look at it, if you are in Morgantown, West Virginia, it's a pretty good drive to down to Blacksburg. So makes it a little bit different. But that Southern rivalry to me was what was important. That Virginia Tech one. Glenn says, I think Hudson is special. He is showing big time ability at early stage at his time here. Exactly. A Hudson commit, walk on, earned a scholarship, and is doing amazing things. I mean, really is something else. Hudson commit. Preston Fox as well, walk on, earned his scholarship. That was when Preston Fox got his scholarship. That brought a tear to my eye. I mean, it really did because it was just seemed like it was so unexpected, and how happy that kid was that he had earned a spot and stuff. That's what college football's about right there. We want to make men out of these kids, and at the same time, we want to reward them for the good things that they do in life, because that's what life does, right? It rewards you for however hard you work. Generally, is how you are rewarded. So that's always a good lesson there. So
for sure. But I will say the bye
Timothy
week
said roll
came
tide
at a
too.
perfect time.
It did, and I was just saying too. So we play Oklahoma State next week. Oklahoma State has had to play a tough schedule so far, and it don't get easier this week because they got to play Kansas State this week. And then next week they got West Virginia. And then guess what? They get a bye week. So I'm thinking to myself, this is a perfect opportunity for West Virginia to upset an Oklahoma State team.
Yeah.
Who almost upset Utah. It was 22-19. So this is a really good Oklahoma State team. They're going to be so tired because they played Utah. They played Arkansas out of the SEC. They played Utah. They have played who's the other team? Tulsa. They've had a tough
South
schedule.
Dakota
San
State.
Diego State. So yes, South Dakota State, but South Dakota. I thought it was San Diego.
South Dakota State week
It was
1 on the ESPN
South Dakota.
Plus.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And then and now they're playing Kansas State this week, and they're doing this without bye weeks. They haven't had a bye week.
Not
So
yet.
here comes Oklahoma State going to Kansas, to Manhattan. Can't play Kansas State, Manhattan.
Ooh.
So and then West Virginia comes to Oklahoma State, but I think they're going to be so tired, and they're going to be looking so forward to that bye week. They might have a bad game, and I think West Virginia can upset Oklahoma State. I think if there's a good opportunity to upset a top 25 team this year, that's it right there. And we may, we are got a good shot of winning that game because we're coming off of a bye, and they're going to be going to a bye. So we're going to be high and ready to go and get out there and show what we can do. And they're going to be like, okay, we've shown everything and done everything we can. Let's just get this game over with and go home for a week.
Yeah.
That's their thought. So they're tired and they're going to be wore out with no bye weeks at all so far. So I just think that's going to be a great opportunity next week to take out Oklahoma State. Who's Alabama playing this week? Jackson?
Georgia.
Georgia. That's right. Yeah, I was thinking it was Auburn. I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah, Georgia. So that's going to be the game to watch for sure. Alabama and Georgia. I'm going to be honest with you. I have only seen Alabama play a little bit of a game this year. I've not seen Georgia at all. So I mean, I have, but like, you know how they do. You watch it on 4 TVs there at one time. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're paying attention to the game all the time. That's what I mean. But I've had Alabama on one TV sitting there paying attention to the game. They look pretty good. Alabama
Yeah.
looks pretty good. And I've not got to see Georgia, but I'm sure Georgia looks just fine. So that's going to be a really good game, I'm sure. Ali is 10th in rushing and
Yeah,
B12
that's
right now.
bad.
Yeah, no, Ali Gordon has not had a good year. You know, you would think, but hey, neither really is C.J. Donaldson and Jaheim White. If you think about it, so I mean, they've had little breakout runs here and there, but Ali Gordon's had them too. So uh, this could be a good battle of running backs wanting to make a breakout.
Well,
Yeah, Ali could have um, a big game this week though, because you know they're playing Kansas State, who just got manhandled by BYU, absolutely manhandled.
oh Lord, but that
Uh,
was just holy Toledo. You know, it's funny though because I talked with Cody Stovall at Locked On Oklahoma State. You know, this week it was we talked a lot about the Big 12. You know, including Oklahoma State, where they're just not looking so good. They've looked
I
disastrous.
messaged Cody. I messaged Cody today and asked him this. He'd like to come on next week. He hasn't texted me back yet, but I texted him today. I'd
Oh
love to
man,
have Cody on with me next week. That would be great. Have him on this crossover show. You know, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, talking about that game. That would be a lot of fun. So,
oh man, it'll be
I tell you what
fun.
I'll miss this week. I'll tell you what I'll miss this week too. One thing I look forward to every week. I love the pregame show. When you know when I do a pregame show, everybody just seems to call in and tune in and takes part in the chat, takes part in the show, and I enjoy them pregame shows. But well, man, I think that I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream for tonight. I don't know what happened on your Paul. He's supposed to have come in with us tonight, and he never did show. He
Huh.
might. I wonder if he fell asleep. I might need to call him because he had a show. Did he make it live at? I think it was 7.
He was live earlier, I think.
Yeah, at 7 on Locked On.
Yeah, I
He
think
was
so.
so he may now see they were supposed to have a meeting tonight and so maybe he got caught up in that meeting or something and they get me there. We'll have
Good.
Mountaineer Paul on for everybody though. I promise you that.
Well, I
All
will
right.
say, tune in for it, everyone.
Yeah. Check out Jackson Johnson's channel, the Jacksonian. If you guys don't sub it up already, get over to the Jacksonian and sub that channel up. Jackson has some great guests on over there. He's got a pretty good little channel going on. And the best thing about it is he don't invite Joey Foster on there, so you don't have to go over and see Joey Foster. No, that's a lie. But
There'll be a Joey Foster episode at some point. No worries.
But I do pop in there in the chat, hang out, watch his shows, and also he's got a good Discord channel too. I don't know if he's posted his Discord channel up here or not. Post your Discord channel there, Jackson Johnson. Everybody
absolutely.
come in. Listen, I talk in Jackson Johnson all the time. We have a lot of us that talk in there. We talk in the Voice of College Football. Although you have to be a member of the Voice of College Football as an actual join member to get a StreamYard or to get a Discord link to join the Discord of Voice of College Football. But Jackson Johnson's, you do not. So, yeah, sub up to him. Everyone, have a great night. We appreciate you being here with us tonight. And we will see you guys. I'll be back Sunday. We might be back Friday night. I may be back tomorrow night. But most likely it will be Sunday. All right, everyone have a great night. We'll see you later.